Should be good.
Should be good. Alan, are you checking? You usually check.
Lori and I are both watching. Lori and I both still have waiting.
Okay. Give it one more minute.
Although it's probably streaming, so people probably just heard that on the street.
Man,
It's pretty. Just good.
such is life.
Well, they will when we get through the delay. Hey, the delay is done. We're live.
All right. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Anime Detour 2027. That's the real year, I swear. Second meeting of the cycle, July 19th, all that kind of good stuff. My brilliant title for this was Planning Begins, which I think I meant to replace with something more clever, and then I never did. So, obviously we're still early in the cycle. This one will probably be a fairly quick presentation. Still not going to be department announcements unless you're a department that has them. Nobody reached out to me ahead of time, but I'll just kind of give a general shout out. If you want to get up and say something, you are free to do so.
Everyone, soon we'll have, it should be going live in less than 24 to 48 hours. There will be a Google form where you can state the charity that you wish for us to consider for the charity for this next year for the charities department. I said the word charity a lot, so
Yes.
that's it.
That's right. That was charities, in case Mike didn't pick that up well. There will soon be a feeler for what charity we should contribute to this year. So if you're interested in helping figure that out, respond. Pay attention.
And we'll have a voting meeting next month as well,
Cool.
afterwards. So get it in within 30 days.
Okay. So here I do have our org chart again. I'm going to spend less time going through it this time than I did last. I also added a committee's orange button off in the middle of nowhere, floating all by itself, that you probably can't see if you're online right now, but the people in the room can, because I added it too late. So it doesn't really mean anything other than committees are not directly under any particular division. They kind of operate on their own. We will discuss that slightly more in a moment. But I know I went through this last time. What I do want to make sure I go over again, because I think I didn't necessarily do such a great job, was just sort of our overall, what our organization looks like. I think I kind of backtracked and did it quick, but I'm going to do it again. So, Anime Twin Cities is the parent organization. It is a 501c3. They run Anime Detour, and once upon a time ran a bunch of other stuff, and we're trying to get back to that. So, technically, everyone that goes to Anime Detour is also a member of Anime Twin Cities, and again, that may matter in the near future. So Anime Twin Cities has a board. I am not on it. I am a coordinator, so I'm a non-voting member of that board, but I'm not officially a board member. So it is a separate organization from Anime Detour. If you are on the board of Anime Twin Cities, you cannot be on the chair team of Anime Detour. That is a rule. So they are, Anime Twin Cities is the one that gives Anime Detour its budget. Other than that, though, they generally leave Anime Detour alone and do not make micromanagement kind of decisions about how Anime Detour runs. Who does that? I do. So, the chair and the rest of the chair team, I don't know if they're on camera right now, but Cass and the Cat are here. Buttons is home safe.
Thank you for not sharing.
Sorry?
I said thank you for not sharing the germs.
Yes. We are primarily responsible for the convention level, high level decisions, and we oversee everybody else. So that is what the chair team is here for. In addition, we act as division heads for the various departments. So you see that at kind of the second level, the big colorful second level on the chart. Below that are departments themselves. We have all of the departments laid out on this chart. I think most people are already familiar with the concept of a department, so I won't spend any more time describing that. There are two groups, the tech group and the programming group of 3 departments each. We did that just because those used to be incredibly huge departments, and we decided it made more sense to make 3 departments within those. Other than that, they still operate more or less like a department does. Each department has a head. The 2 groups also have a group head. Heads are chosen by the chair team. So if you want to be a head, and we need some, you do need to fill out an application form. You will then do an interview with the entire chair team, and we select the heads. The heads are responsible then for determining all of the how-to within a particular department, creating the budget, deciding who their own staff is going to be, and figuring out how to actually make things happen. Below the head level, we have a couple of different setups now. So we have admins, which I will talk about more in a moment, but generally an admin's job is to make sure that things are getting done, make sure that emails are getting responded to, that kind of thing. Beyond that, there are subheads. Subheads are very much up to a department head. So some departments have 7 subheads, some departments have 1 or possibly even 0. Anything below the head level, the head gets to decide, and it does not need to go through the charity. So we do not pick subheads, we do not pick admins, we do pick specializations, so we'll get there in a moment. I can stop coughing. Sorry for spreading germs. But yeah, generally speaking, anything within the head is, within the department is up to the head, and some subheads are specifically the subhead of something. So graphic design is a good example. The programming guide or publications, Kelly is the subhead of that. So she has a particular specialization or area, but you don't have to. You can just have a general subhead or a specific subhead. There are some, we call them specializations, within departments that are so involved, I think we would say, that we do want to make sure the chair team knows who that specialization person is, and so we do help to select those. So an example of that is reservations within facilities. Making sure that everybody has the hotel room they're supposed to have is a pretty big deal, and people get really unhappy when that doesn't happen the way that it's supposed to, which it never does. Reservations is a pretty important position. It is an open position right now, but we did get an applicant very recently. You're in the room. Thank you. I won't name you quite yet.
If you want to apply, please apply.
But yes, we will be likely filling that position soon. So if you are interested in being the reservations specialization, let us know. Fill out the form on the animedetour.com under staff, get involved, something like that. It's pretty easy to find, and it will have a link later in this presentation as well. And then, yeah, besides subheads, admins, and specializations, there are also just, staffers. Again, within a department, typically the head makes all of those decisions, and division heads or the chair team generally is only going to get involved if we are asked to. Worth mentioning is the staffing department, which we are, I think, doing a very good job of reviving this year. So staffing is responsible for helping set up these meetings. Thank you for making this book. We have a nice room right now. They're also responsible for onboarding new staff, helping them get up to speed, get on the Discord, understand what we're doing, where resources are, that kind of thing. And they are also responsible for helping out with any interstaff conflict, which, we'd like to believe there are none, but there's always going to be some. So we are trying to make sure that we have a better system for both dealing with and documenting those things, and I think we are well on our way. It's kind of one of those things that has been lacking for a long time, so we're making it up a little bit as we go along here, but I think we're making good progress. All right, moving on. We have filled some positions.
Quick question for you. Can you go back one
Yes.
slide? What were all the different colors mean on there?
Yeah, so that the colors just go with what's division they're currently in. So yellow is Cassie's division, blue is Niketa's, red is Button's, who's not here, purple is mine. And then the reason some of them are in
Well, just out of curiosity, you've got staffing over underneath technology, but it's under communications, so.
Yeah, just let them finish.
Yep. So it's in green under Cass's division right now. We are hoping that we can move it under a communications director when we have one. We don't have one right now. So that is kind of the idea. Anything that's in green are the most likely candidates for moving under that particular division. We would need to know who it is and have a further discussion before we finalize what divisions or what departments are going to change division, but that's the general idea. Lori.
Speaking of staffing,
Yes.
just to give everybody a reminder, we do have to apply every year to be back on staff, right?
Yes, you do. There is a slide later, but yes, you do have to apply for staff every year. I should probably do that.
Kind of important for you to do that, JC.
That's how you get your badge.
Yes.
If you're not on that list, you don't get a badge.
You want a badge.
So, now moving on to the good news, we have filled 2 of our positions. But yes, so we do have a new social media head, Tyler F. They are getting up to speed right now on taking that over. I said this last time, but social media is now its own department. It is no longer a specialization within marketing. So we did want to make sure we had a head for that to get that going. And then Artist Alley, Sammy, you probably know already. She stepped up and helped on an interim basis last year, and so she is now the official head of Artist Alley. We do still have some open positions. You will notice a trend in the first 3 of these. But financial operations assistant, this is essentially the Detour counterpart to the ATC treasurer. Jeanette is doing that for right now, so thank you, Jeanette, for helping us out and keeping the show running. But we would very much like to have a Detour specific financial operations assistant. That is generally going to be the direct contact whenever people need reimbursement, or if it's a very large order and need it to go on a Detour card, that's who you coordinate with to make sure that that happens. The ACTS department, that's within the programming group, but we are looking for a head for that. They recruit and manage any non-guest of honor performance. So most of our things on main stage fall under the ACTS department, and we have quite a few things on Regency, quite a few things on the Sheraton stage, quite a few things sometimes in other random spaces. Snake Discovery is one that always comes to mind. But basically anything that's more complicated than a volunteer panel being run fits under ACT. So we would very much like to have somebody who can help do that. It's a largely logistical position. There's not a ton of recruiting that you necessarily need to do. It is mostly reaching out to our groups and saying, hey, what do you need? Working out contract terms. Again, most of our groups have existing contracts. They're not going to change that much. And then just working out when are you actually going to arrive, how do we make sure you can get in, get out, have what you need, that kind of thing. I did it for a couple of years. It's pretty fun. We need the reservations specialization. I've already discussed that. That's the hotel booking. And like I said, we do have an applicant, so get that in quickly if you want to. And we have Niketa on the chair team who has previously handled reservations, so you will have some help from somebody who knows what they are doing. I actually did not list video screening on here, which is my mistake. That should be on the list as well. So video screening also within the programming group that is responsible for the 2 video rooms that we had this past year. I imagine that will be the plan for 2027 as well, but if somebody wants to be the video screening head and be ambitious and come up with some other plan, I will hear it. So that's generally going to be the anime music video room that is largely provided by our perennial guest, Faye Chris McCormick. So that one's pretty straightforward. The other is then figuring out whatever anime we want to show in the other screening room. We did actually have a pretty good attendee turnout in our screening rooms this year, so it's not dead. We would like to make sure that there is somewhere at an anime convention to watch anime. So please do apply for that if you are interested. Exhibit Hall. We did have some applicants. We were hoping, we thought we had somebody for Exhibit Hall, but they fell through. So that position is open again. So if you're interested in Exhibit Hall, Dealer's Den, whatever you want to call it, that position is open. So we would like somebody that can work with that as well. Similarly, pretty logistical. We do have a very large pool of vendors that apply every year, so there is a fairly involved jury process. But I know we have a lot of staffers who do know that process. You wouldn't be creating it, you would just be administering it. So if you are willing to do that, please apply for Exhibit Hall. And then finally, if you want to be really crazy, you can join the chair team. You did notice when we put the organization chart in, we do not have a communications director. We would like to have it. We would even consider 2 more chair team members so that I could stop being a division head and just focus even more on broader issues. So if you are at all interested or you know somebody who might be, please do have them apply. We are looking to expand our ranks. Always good to do that for, again, the reasons I already said, of spreading out the divisions a little bit more. But also, none of us have stopped being chair team members since I took over as chair, and someday we're going to. So it would be really good to have other people who are able to keep doing this into the future.
Some of us have been around here a little bit way too long.
Who would that be, Nikita?
I don't know.
You're not dead yet.
Yeah.
But being
And there-
reservations head again, that may be sooner than later.
Yeah, don't do it.
And there is the link again at the bottom of this slide, so all open roles and the application itself is available at animedetour.com. Follow that. I'm going to go over this more quickly as well. This is while Jeanette is helping us out as the interim FOA and full-time treasurer for APC. She did request the following information. I don't think too many people are spending money right now, but if you do, please do take a photo or scan the receipt. I imagine most things are happening online, so you should have a copy of your receipt. Make sure that the date of the expense is obvious. The department, please don't forget to share that. Jeanette does not necessarily know who you are. So if you send her an email saying, reimburse me, also do remind her what department this is for. If you can even give her the line item on your budget that it is for, that is even better. That helps us keep track of these things. And of course, you should be keeping track of that yourself. I don't have a slide about it in here, but when we come to the budgeting process this year, that'll be mid-September, we do expect you to tell us both how much money you're asking for each line item this year and how much you spent on that line item last year. That was part of the instructions last year. Hopefully you were following it. But yeah, that'll be a thing we can discuss more as we go along. Obviously you want who the vendor was, the amount, but if you are submitting more than one at a time, which is pretty common, make sure that you that you spell it out. So you say, you know, this expense on this day is this much, this expense this much, this expense this much, and then give a total at the bottom. Just make it easy for Jeanette. She will double check your work no matter what, but if two of you do it, there is much less chance of getting it wrong than if only one does. And then, if you are asking for reimbursement, how do you want it? We can give you a classic old school paper check. I don't know if everyone on our staff anymore knows what to do with those, but they are still legal tender, I swear.
Scan them on your phone and submit them that way.
Through your banking app, yeah.
There you go. So you can get a check, you can get PayPal, your username needs to be provided, usually that's your email. And then we can connect through Zelle, or at least Jeanette can. It's a little complicated how it works, but she has access. So, and I see Caitlin celebrating that, so apparently that has worked, at least once. This is also a carryover from last time. We got the survey data from our attendees, as well as the post-mortem summary from our staff meeting, sent out to each department head. So you should have those. Also, you either did just hear from your division head about setting up a one-on-one for this year, or you're about to.
Soon.
What's that?
Is it soon?
Yeah. I set mine this morning, so you know, many of us have been quite busy over the last few weeks. It's summertime. There's
One
a lot
of us was on top of things.
Yeah.
It's buns.
I know it was
Wiley was on top of
It's
things.
on the 9th, so.
Buttons did do a good job, and I got mine.
All right. So Buttons and Niketa are doing well. Cass and I are less.
I have a good excuse, I hope.
Yeah, you have
Cass was on top of other things.
Yes, it's true. But yeah, so we should be setting those up to go through both task lists as well as the start of the budgeting process. And we have also, we had a big meeting out in St. Cloud. We were nice and drove up to Button's place so she didn't have to drive for once. So we also have all talked about sort of the goals that we came up with as the chair team for each department. So those will be included in that conversation. Admins, I did mention these already, and this slide has been in the presentation for like a full year, so I'll do it quickly. But the two primary responsibilities are ensuring that department tasks are being completed and communicated on time, and then monitoring the email to make sure that things are not getting dropped. I say email, it probably covers Discord and any other ways that we use to generally communicate as well. And as before, no interview with the chair team is necessary, so your head should simply be able to choose a member of their staff to be the admin. I think we've seen very good effectiveness of this position in the departments that have already instituted an admin. I know there's a fair number that don't, but there's a few we're leaning on pretty hard to get one this year, and really it would be great if every department had one. It just really helps, again, to have two people who are go-tos for any old thing. instead of one, because all of us have lives outside of this convention and they get busy sometimes. So if the one person is not responding, it's very frustrating. If there's two people, then hopefully one of them can say something. And task lists. I mentioned this in passing. But this is kind of the main thing that departments should be doing right now, or should be doing in the very near future. So each department is either going to create, if they didn't do one last year, or hopefully for most departments update their task list for the 2027 cycle. Again, this is something we started last year. In my first year, we had the global calendar. It was so then we went to the individual department task lists. I think that was more useful for most departments, so we're sticking with that model for this year. And the nice thing is, if you already made one last year, a lot of it's going to be, okay, we did this in September last year. Is that still a good time to do it? No, move it here, move it there. But it should be a faster process for most departments this year. And if anything did not go ideally at the con, you can go, how do we fix that? Let's make sure there's an entry in the task list to address it. And then, part of what is nice on the task list is there's an area for what other departments are involved in a particular task. Who do you either need information from or need to relay information to? Once we get those, the chair team can also look at them and go, hey, you think you need to talk to this department, and this department doesn't realize they need to talk to you. So we can help kind of connect those dots and make sure that happens. I did say in here, the goal is to have these done by mid-August. I would say that is still the goal. It's a goal. If it's a little later than that, we're not going to start yelling at people quite yet. But I do think it is useful to have this ready to go before budgets, because it can help inform what all needs to be on your budget. Are there ATC announcements?
Huh? It's not you anymore, I know. I have counting down the months, okay? So I'm not allowed to run again.
You're good.
Okay. I am Christina. I am the president of Anime Twin Cities Board of Directors. Thank you, JC, for explaining what that was so eloquently earlier. We don't really have any announcements right now, but we have been doing a lot like everyone else has. Like, we had our table at Twin Cities Pride, we had our table at Convergence, we had our table at KitsuneCon, and it was like week, busy. Up next month is going to be ExcaliburCon, and then Oban Festival. They're the same weekend, yay. And then we did just get an email from Normandale Japanese Gardens. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, so there's going to be a festival for that, and we're going to be there too. So,
Same weekend?
no. That's September, I think. So yeah, the board exists, and we have meetings every month. Feel free to watch them. They're usually very short, but we exist so that you guys can exist. So yay!
Also, I've only started tabling at ATC things the last year, and then a little bit more this year. It's pretty fun. I wasn't sure if I would actually think it was fun, but it is. So if you're interested in doing that, I promise it's not hard. You need to learn like a little spiel to talk about the convention a little bit. It's
Basically what you already tell your friends anyway.
Yes.
And we pretty much always try to make sure that there's two people at the table, one who has done it before. So definitely we can always use more people to get involved, and you get to go to fun things and meet interesting people, and it's usually good people watching anywhere that we are, so it's fun time. Committees. I promised before that I would mention these a little bit more. I'm worried that I forgot one because I just did this off the top of my head, but hopefully these are at least 4 of the committees that are pretty important running. So the Main Stage Committee, this one is composed of the Main Stage Department, which is within the tech group, so it overlaps a little bit with some other tech things sometimes. The Acts Department within the programming group, video production, and then sometimes guests and cosplay are the main ones in that. As the name might imply, everything that happens on Main Stage. Quite a lot of things that happen on Second Stage also come up here as well, or the Sheraton Stage. I shouldn't call it Second Stage. The Sheraton Stage also come up here as well. So this was developed just because there are so many different departments that touch that area. It was hard in the past to always get everybody on the same page. We introduced this committee last year. I think it was very helpful, and I think we can do even more with it this year. I am excited about where this can go. The new committee for this year that I am also making sure happens is the AD Media Committee. So that's photography, social media, marketing, video production. Again, you're in all the committees. And then also sometimes IT and graphics, graphic design. GFX is the short version. Graphic design used to be called themes. They got a lot of names. But so they are all involved in AD Media. So again, this is just trying to make sure that whenever we do a neat thing, we have somebody to record it, to create a memory of it, and then to disseminate that back to our public. We've been doing fine. I like the size of our convention. We've been getting pretty steady numbers the last couple of years, and when you look at the way the world around us is melting down, I think maintaining numbers is pretty good. But obviously we would like to do even better. And I think we could do a better job at getting all of the wonderful things we do out to our public and getting them more engaged and involved. So the AD Media Committee is aiming at doing that. Again, it touches too many different departments to make it easy to seamlessly get all that done without some place that we get together and talk. So we're going to get together and talk. As I said too, we just got our social media head in, so we have not done a meeting for the AD Media Committee yet, but we probably will do one sometime around the next staff meeting, maybe a little before, maybe a little after. Game Committee. This is a committee near and dear to my heart. Yeah.
I've got announcements.
Oh, for a Game Committee?
Yes.
Okay, come on up. Do you want to explain what it is too?
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't have to do it this time.
I totally didn't name you on this, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing a lot of this.
Wow.
That is co-head for now?
Wow.
Did it off the top of my head.
It's okay. So the game committee is, we started in the Syndicates and Spies, where we had kind of like a booklet that people would come and get, and you solve a bunch of cool puzzles and riddles and questions. So we've been going, this will be our third year. And we had, I think, Caitlin, how many people participated roughly? It was like 500
Yeah, it was
maybe.
anywhere from, I want to say we were at least 350 to 400.
Yeah. First year it was like about 200, so it is getting popular. And that means more work.
It is an it's a free attendee experience that they have to discover on their own.
Yes, thank you. That's probably, maybe I shouldn't be the one describing it, but I do know that most of the people that participate in it are heads or in multiple departments doing a lot of stuff. We do have our first meeting scheduled on Sunday, August 23rd at 7 p.m. So if people...
On Discord.
Oh, on Discord.
Yes.
On Discord.
Yeah,
We
that'll,
have
that'll be just after the next general staff meeting.
Yes. So we have a Discord specifically for planning all of this. Yeah, if you are interested in doing things like writing the lore or creating puzzles or running around the con telling people how to do things.
Or just staffing the table.
Or even just staffing the table.
Or
Then
building.
we could definitely use you so that we can alleviate some of our stuff. If you are interested in being like a proper head to kind of bring everybody together, that might alleviate some stuff on.
Yeah, no, as you said, I'm sorry I left you off here, but yeah, Denon is head of Volcon, Caitlin is head of volunteers, Jacob is head of charities, MK is head of facilities.
Yeah.
So go
MK is really awesome though too.
And
We're basically 3 points.
And once upon a time, me was also very important on it. I did nothing for it last year. It was amazing.
You can show up one meeting.
You showed up to one meeting. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so it's been a great thing. It's been a really good experience. We would like to keep it growing. But yes, everybody that is currently leading it is also doing other stuff for the convention. So if there is somebody who would want to take this on as sort of a different kind of leadership opportunity, that would be fantastic. I think just email gamecommittee@animedetour.com would be the easiest way to do it, or show up to that first Discord meeting and, see if it feels right, and we'll
Lower
go
your
from there.
brewing ideas.
We've got multiple, it's great.
Oh yeah, I mean, Isekai writes itself, honestly, but yeah. And then the DJ Rave Committee. This will probably be a smaller one, but the rave and DJ selection process has always kind of lived outside of a department. Tech has always been the department who has typically actually done the work on this, so I do want to send all love to Tech for doing that. But it doesn't really make sense to be within the Tech department, in my view of what departments do. So we are just sort of making it clear that this is open to other people, but they do have Tech does have their process. We're still going to let the people who have done what they know what to do it. But if you're interested in getting involved in the DJ selection process and any of the rave logistics, definitely let, I would say, the chair team know, and maybe Tech as well, tech@animedetour.com. All right, Lori already shouted this out, but yes, you do have to join staff again. So that is our wonderful QR code that actually still works. For whatever reason, all of the free QR code generators, or many of them, have gone to horrible subscription models that are not apparent when you click on them. But yeah, most of them will be like, here's your QR code, now pay us or we kill it. But we did find this one, which is static, and we can keep using for the whole cycle. But yeah, I'll just say, if you need to generate a QR code, beware, and if we should get something on the Discord that says where we actually got
QR code monkey always works.
Is it?
I think that's the good one.
Okay, QR monkey?
QR code monkey?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, use that one if you need to generate a QR code. They are wonderful. They really are a great, quick thing to use to get, information out.
Response?
What's that?
Did you get a quick response or something? That's what QR means.
Words.
They exist.
Our next staff meeting will be Saturday, August 15th at 2 p.m. The Saturdays are usually at 2 p.m. The Sundays are usually at 1 p.m. So this one was slightly weird. I think it worked. So that will be at the Oxborough Library. We've been there a number of times. That is the one on Portland Avenue in Bloomington. We do know September 13th will be the meeting following that. We don't have dates for all the following ones after that. We'll probably try to get that figured out, if not by August, by September, just to get all of your dates on the calendar. Once it gets a little crunchier, there's a little bit more need to talk to each other at the meetings. So, with that, I will wrap it up. Just say thank you and have names.
Well done.
So if you do need to get in contact with the chair team, chairman at animedetour.com comes to all of us, and then our individual ones are listed below. So, are there any questions in the room or on the chat?
Just a fun comment. I DuckDuckGo searched QR code space monkey, and it auto-generated me a QR code for monkey. So it seems that DuckDuckGo will generate QR codes for you.
Okay, that's interesting.
Plain QR codes without imagery
Yes.
is free. Anything can make those, and they can't be changed.
Yeah.
It's the imagery, the art, that is the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is interesting too, because I have also just stuck my own imagery in the middle. The way QR codes work, you can blot out some of it and it will not break it. So you can also just do it the old school way and just hack it yourself. Any other questions or comments? Alex?
Badge ribbons?
Yeah. Should be in committee as well.
Yeah, we're building that out a little bit to restructure a little bit, just so I'm not existing as a weird little island in the middle of nowhere anymore.
Yeah.
But I am about to open the forum for that. I will start bringing samples to future meetings.
Cool.
If you want to get ideas of what can be done with badge ribbons, I will have samples. I'll have samples of colors, different color combinations, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Badge ribbons are awesome. People love them.
They are, and man, the kids are all about the badge ribbons.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So yeah, badge ribbons will also be a committee. Allie has been doing most of the work on that for the last few years, and probably still will. But yeah, it also makes sense to call it the weird little island that is a committee rather than just Allie doing it.
It'll still be mostly me though.
The
I'm gonna
question
hand
I
it back
have
to
may be outside of this group here, but I was curious if they'd had any negotiations with the hotel on the food issue
Yes.
from last year.
Yes, we have. I'm not going to give details because frankly we don't really have details at this point, but we've gotten a couple responses from the hotel. We have spent quite a long time putting together our sort of comprehensive, we need these things. So it's still in process, but the hotel wants to get our contracts done for the future. So I think they are motivated to meet with us, and once I can give a lot more detail about that, I promise I will.
Yeah, it was a big problem last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
To
was.
say the least.
It was the problem, I
Yeah.
would say, last year. So yes, we are.
Of the year.
Me and Jen and sign this and.
Yeah. We really want people to walk into our convention next year and go, "Oh man, they solved it." So yeah, that is the goal for this year. All right. Other than that, I'm going to shut down the presentation and we can start the meeting after the meeting.
After the meeting.